in reiterating and continuing on with my last recording, y'all, I apologize, it got cut off. You only get 15 minutes for free, but here I am talking about the ex-Trump supporter who wants to apologize, who did apologize to Obama on his birthday on Twitter for the hate that he gave him, and he admitted to his racist tendencies. He says that I've learned especially about white privilege. His name is David Weissman. He says, I see when Obama talked about conservatives. He was right and mainly wanted them to see what it's like to put on the shoes of black people, Muslims, anyone that's not in the conservative closed-minded bubble. Weissman wrote that Obama was by no means perfect, but he did not deserve the hatred that he received while he was in office and even now by me and other conservatives. I am truly sorry to believe any of that hateful propaganda about you, and I am sorry that I took out my frustrations on you. Weissman wrote to Trump's predecessor. Lastly, it was an honor to serve in the United States military under your leadership. The veteran concluded, Happy birthday, President Obama. David Weissman, who has more than 86,000 followers, decided to address Obama after seeing a tweet by the Democratic Coalition Chairman John Cooper on Saturday morning asking users what, if anything, they would give to the ex-president as a birthday present. What a show of humility in somebody. This is an example of a person who has been subjugated to Donald Trump's hate and his racism and his lack of morals. And this man has been broken by Donald Trump's lack of character. And he is looking at Obama, who Donald Trump is always throwing under the bus. And he's actually now appreciates President Obama. And he actually misses the man. Now, I, for one, can say this. President Obama was not a perfect man. I don't agree with everything that President Obama ever did. But he was a kind man. He was a gentle man. He was extremely smart, brilliant even. He knew how to treat people. He was diplomatic. And people liked him. He was the epitome of grace and class. His whole family, and not a scandal can be written about him unless you land on him. So from that perspective, this man is smart enough, honorable enough, humble enough to see the difference between President Obama and Donald Trump. So let me move on. Okay. Now, y'all, last night when I was talking about Wendy Williams on my video, I forgot because I was so riled up at the fact that this woman would be dumb enough to actually claim to go back into business with Kelvin Hunter. I started doing a little bit of looking or reading around on the blogs about some stuff, and I saw, and I told y'all on the video that Jerry O'Connell was allegedly supposed to be taking Wendy Williams' spot. Well, I'm here to tell you Wendy Williams' show is going to be canceled after next season. I believe next season is her last season. She will not be back after season 11, okay, which airs in September. I told y'all that on the last video. Once after I saw Jerry O'Connell on her show talking to her and she passed the baton to him, it was also brought to my attention that he was on The View one day. I don't know what day because I don't really watch The View either. But he basically said that he was going to be taking her slot. He's taking over her slot, which explains why he was kissing her butt when he was on her show. I mean, he was sucking up, kissing butt left and right on that show. I said, why is he so apologetic and so childlike under Wendy Williams? Well, he's taking over a slot. Jerry O is taking over Wendy Williams' slot. All of you Wendy Williams fans, y'all might as well get ready. Next season is the end of the road for Wendy Williams. There are no more 25-year careers like Oprah had with her show. It's going to be it for her. I truly believe it. And that would coincide with the fact that Wendy Williams is now proclaiming to the public that she's going to once again be working with Kelvin Hunter business-wise. I don't think she ever stopped working with him. I don't think they ever stopped seeing each other. I believe she's in love and he's not. He's just there with her because he wants to continue to be on that gravy train. He wants to keep getting money for him and his side chick because Wendy Williams is going to continue to take care of him and his family. There's no doubt about that. Now, she's claiming that she wants to work with him for the family, for the legacy, to make sure that they leave their son something. Honey, she don't have to be married. I mean, not married. She doesn't have to be in business with this man. to leave her son a legacy and to leave him an inheritance. They should be teaching that boy how to get some things for himself. Okay, that's really what good parents do. The right legacy is to teach him how to fend for himself and to benefit off of his own gifts and talents if he has any. Not to just have his hands out waiting on his parents' legacy to drop into his hand or waiting on their money to drop into his lap. Okay? So Wendy Williams is lying about that. They're using this whole business thing as an excuse, as a cover-up for them really continuing to be together. For all we know, this divorce may not ever really happen. It wouldn't even surprise me that if later on she doesn't come back and say that her and Kelvin have decided to work on their marriage and they're going to be reuniting. It wouldn't surprise me if that happened either. I have lost respect for Wendy. Any little bit of respect I have for her, I've lost it. When I think about Wendy and Kelvin, I think about Ike and Tina Turner. Ike had Tina convinced that he had made her. She was what she was because of him to the day he died. Like I told y'all last night, he was convinced that he made her. Now, true enough, he may have introduced her to the world. He may have brought her out of her bubble. But she was the talent. He wouldn't have been anything without her. That's the truth of the matter. But when you're weak-minded and you have an addictive personality like Wendy does, because she's addicted not only to drugs and alcohol. Yes, I still believe that this woman is on drugs, and I believe Kelvin Hunter acts as her pimp. Yes, I do. She cannot function without him. She is codependent on this man. But I believe he has convinced this woman that she can't do anything without him. At least Tina Turner had sense enough to get tired of Ike Turner when she got into her late 30s and actually walk away and never look back. But Wendy Williams has committed the ultimate sin. She walked away and she turned back. She reminds me of Lot's wife in the Bible. You know, Abraham's nephew Lot, when they were in Sodom and Gomorrah, when Abraham told him to hurry up and get out of the city because God was fixing to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah, the two wicked cities. And he told him, don't look back. Well, Lot's wife looked back. And what happened to Lot's wife? She turned into a pillar of salt and she was no more. Wendy Williams is going to be, I hope I'm wrong, but Wendy Williams is about to be taken for everything she has. She'll never be the same. That man is going to run her ragged. He does not mean her any good. He never has. He's never had any respect for her. And I don't believe he's going to have any respect for her now. She hasn't learned. Again, I've lost all respect for Wendy Williams. I can't even feel sorry for y'all. Whatever happens, happens. Okay? The only reason she left him in the first place or filed for a divorce in the first place was because she was about to lose her career over him. She was about to lose the thing that mattered the most to her at the time, and that was her show. Well, now she's lost it, so she ain't got nothing to lose. So the rebellious nature in Wendy and the rebellious nature in Kelvin have gotten together, and they said they're going to tell the public by a press conference that they are once again working together. So y'all close the book on Wendy Williams. She ain't worth the draw she put on in the morning. All right, y'all, that's all I wanted to tell y'all. I wanted to mention that last night, but I was just riled up about this current state of affairs and the current news that was out. But anyway, y'all have a great rest of the night, and I will see y'all later. Bye-bye.